Hi traders, welcome to this live currency stream indicator table video with me, John, on Wednesday the 23rd of August. Here you can see we have our live tables in front of us, and yet again we've had lots of change in the markets today. You can see I've got pound yen on the right hand side and how that has changed over the period of today. If we go to our rolling tables, you can see that pound was on the strong side of the tables. We had New Zealand there as well, and US dollar. We also had Euro, CAD, Oz. If we go and have a little look at it today, pound is now W1. So it's gone from that S2 side being a very strong currency from a day trader's perspective to coming onto the weak side of the table. We can also see obviously the yen is featured there as a strong currency again, where it was weak in the morning, and that's why we discussed the potential for pound yen to move higher. Basically what has happened is we've had lots of manufacturing and services PMI data out of Europe and out of the UK, which have come in significantly below forecast, showing pretty much strong contraction in the market. So you can see here, for instance, for the UK, manufacturing PMI was meant to come in at 45, came in at 42.5. Services PMI, which is quite big for the UK, which was expected to come in at 51, so still above the 50 mark, which shows expansion, coming in at 48.7, showing significant contraction there. And you can see what has followed that in the UK. Big move, big actual risk off coming into the markets. Even when Europe came out with their data earlier this morning, we had quite a considerable move. So you can see pound, euro featuring as weak currencies there, yen strong currency, yen composite showing us real, or the yen complex showing real kind of strong risk off. If we look at Aussie yen, for instance, we're down here. If I show you euro yen, we are also significantly down, as well as obviously pound yen just through here. So our analysis didn't play out in terms of what we were expecting from the markets. However, our sort of analysis or the commentary that I gave yesterday, it didn't actually set up. What we were looking for was price to come into this 185.50 level. What I wanted to see then was buy stops above the 50 moving average. So if you look at the 50 moving average and track the 50 moving average, price never actually got back above the 50 MA. What I would like to have seen here is obviously price react to this level, carry on, break through the 50 MA, very much like what we had happen over here. That didn't happen. Price stayed below the 50 MA, which meant that there was more likelihood that price could continue to break to the downside, and it has. You can see that aggressive move, which was definitely news driven. And what we like to do is we like to stay away from these large risk events, because obviously we want to trade those trending directional markets, and when we come into those risk events, we can often see the markets go into this different state where the risk on risk off can move quite rapidly, and that's not a directional market for us. In fact, it can be very hard to predict, very hard to trade those type of market conditions. And Charles always says to me, we're not losing money if we're not in the markets. I may have butchered that term a little bit, but basically keeping our powder dry helps us stay in the game. And this is one of those situations where if we would use a limit order instead, so that would be buying the market as prices on the way down, then you can see would be significantly offside, around 200 pips. We want to buy as the market is moving up in line with our bias, and that didn't occur. By the time though that I've done this video and we looked at the tables this morning, we can see dollar and CAD have actually come on as a currency pair of interest. So I'm just going to touch upon dollar CAD in this video here. Looking at it from a daily perspective, if I just zoom out, we can see that price did trade below the key 1 spot 32.25. We could even argue the 1 spot 32 handle. It failed to hold below that key major level of support. Since then, price has continued to trade higher, broke back into this trend line support as well, and above the daily 200 moving average. we could now think that price maybe is on its way up to the 136.50. I say maybe because obviously these market conditions at the moment are changing quite rapidly. If you even look at the daily candlesticks of dollar CAD, they've been very sort of range bound. We've got wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside, so lots of indecision going on there. The only thing now is that we are breaking out of that level of interest. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, for instance, we're breaking through that condition there. You know, if we also look at it as a bit like a triangle pattern on the 4-hour, we get a little bit more detail on the hourly. If we just zoom through here, you can see we're breaking above the 50 moving average. We're breaking outside of that consolidation pattern. So maybe there's something here for us. I'm saying that maybe because of the market conditions at the moment. We've got to also be mindful that there is some more data coming out this week. If I just put it on to this week here and just zoom down, we've got obviously Wednesday, a big day in the markets. Thursday is also a big day. We've got some more Jackson Hole events going on. We've got core durable goods out of the US, initial jobless claims. We've even got data out of Canada. So it's still a very heavy news week. So very hard to predict where the markets are going to go in these type of market conditions. Again, as well, coming into that month end is always a little bit tricky, as well as being in the month of August, like I said in yesterday's video, where we do have those sort of high volatility, low volume events. And, you know, the markets can be exaggerated with these moves. You can kind of see that today in the moves that we have had in the likes of pound yen. So I do say that there is an opportunity here, with a little bit of a caveat. The price, you know, if it does pull back, we got the 50 moving average there. We've got the retest of the pattern support, and a close above the 50 may give us an opportunity to get involved with this. But would it be safer to maybe stay away from the markets on a day like today? Absolutely. You know, the only thing you could really look to do is potentially trade with the momentum of the yen, but we don't have the confirmation here just yet via the tables. What we'd like to see is yen come and appear on the strong side, which probably isn't far away, to be honest. If we go take a look at pound yen, we are breaking through some key areas, and you know, the likelihood of pound yen coming on here as a strong currency is quite strong at this current moment in time. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, this could all change by the end of the week, and that's what's so difficult about calling these markets at the moment. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And yeah, I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching the video update, and I'll catch you in the next one.